All right, so you have decision variables. Those are your sliders. What are they trying to make? What are you allowed to slide around?
Number of symbols.
Symbols per type, right? So you have like x equals Lars, Ulrich, symbols.
Who's Lars Ulrich?
Who is he? Metallica. So mathematicians are lazy. I'm not going to make it more work for you. If you don't put that per week, you will hurt yourself later on. It's not just the rubric. You need to know what the time frame is that they're posing everything. So they're looking at profits per week. And then the Y would be Dr. T. When I put this quotation mark, it means I don't want to write this over again. It's the same thing. Dr. T, symbols made per week. And it's the only time Dr. T and Lars Ulrich will be in the same board because I'm very far from being a drummer like him. He's an excellent drummer. So I didn't go in the order like you guys go in the paper, but students have told me they always go by the numbers. I went right to the end and looked at the profit function, like what is it I'm trying to maximize? It says profits. So profits is what I'm trying to maximize. Makes sense, it's a business problem. So this is my objective function that I need to build out. It's a function, not an equation. That means I plug in x and y and I'm going to get a number out. It's going to be a input-output. And I actually did this like that. That's how you get your, and it's per week.
It's 32x because Mars is 32.
Oh, yeah, I think I wrote it backwards. So it would be 32x plus 24y. All right. Then I go to all the totals. They gave me several totals. They gave me a total amount of types of kits I can make, 1,000, 1,200. That means that every time I have a total, an equation goes with it, or inequality goes with it, because it's a constraint. So that tells me how many inequalities I'm going to have. So the constraints are 1. I've got x has to be smaller or equal to 1,000 because 1,000 is a number in the text that they say is a total, the total number of Lars Ulrich kits that can be made. The second thing they gave me was that the 1,200. This is the constraint. If you look in the text, it says there's a total of 1,200 that can be made. So that puts a constraint on this. I get the non-negativity one. I just put them there right away so I don't forget them. You have to write them down. 4, the next thing they told me is that I have a constraint on materials. I have 5,000 total grams. First number in here was 5,000. That tells me I have a constraint that's going to look like this because I can't go over the 5,000. Later on, you can say, I got these pieces. The 2 and the 3, those two numbers are not totals, so they must be something to do with putting this together. And if you look back, it says 3 grams per kit for this one, 2 grams per kit for this one. I've got a total of 5,000 grams plus grams has to be smaller than or equal to 5,000. So this is the constraint on materials. And then the last one is the labor. Well, then they threw you a curveball here because they gave you the labor in minutes, but they gave you a constraint That comes first from the eyes of a student. 40 was a total number of labor hours per week. Constraint on labor hours per week. And that, I got this for. They gave me these guys as minutes, so I had to normalize them to hours. 45 minutes over 60 minutes per hour. This is like the percent of an hour that you have with 45 minutes. 40 minutes, divide by 60, you get it now constrained to an hour. And that's all the different constraints that you have. And this is the algebraic formulation of this problem, of this optimization problem. That's what it looks like. Any questions? And we got time to go. Grams per document. If you look at the word problem, it says 3 grams per document. So it's a material, right? We have 5,000 total grams. So if I have 3 grams for the kit and 2 grams for the other kit, then when I total them up, so this is the total number of grams per. This represents the total grams. That's great. This term, the total grams used for large for all the other kits. Right. These are the total grams for all the Dr. T kits. That one makes sense. Number 3. I don't know this one. That they have negative kits. So you usually have this. Just don't forget to put it down. So I think I was doing this and went, oh wait, I got to remember to do this.